Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. has banned light bulbs.
Nice.
So,
So
how you
important.
guys doing?
I remember when I took AP Environmental Science when I was in high school and having to do a project where we went to our middle school and then convinced them that the swirly LED, whatever they are, the better light bulbs were in fact better. And if we didn't do that, then, you know, we didn't get as good a grade on the project. And now I really regret that because that was complete propaganda paid for by College Board.
Yeah. This is kind of crazy, though. I mean, the big story is they've banned incandescent light bulbs. You can only now buy LED light bulbs because they last longer and use less electricity. It's kind of crazy. I mean, how do they just ban something like that? Isn't it an act of Congress?
They've been phasing it in for years, though.
They've been doing it for a while. It's really funny. There's an episode of I think it was the show Castle where they catch a guy who works for like the city transit authorities. Like they've been phasing out incandescent to compact fluorescent. He's selling the incandescents overseas, and I think the whole the idea is that it's ridiculous and why would that happen? But that's obviously between that and your gas stove.
And they said they were going to do it, and they made you all excited. It's about the environment, and now I know tons of people who will see the other light bulbs and be like, okay, no big deal. Like LED lasts longer, it's better for the environment, and perhaps that's true. I just don't like it when the government is like, so we're going to introduce a ban.
Makes me want to have an incandescent light bulb.
I know.
You look at old videos, like if you have like VHS tapes or anything, like if you have like home videos where there's lights on out in the streets when you were growing up, you'll notice that all those lights are orange, and now like you don't see orange light anywhere outside.
But look, my point is, how does the Biden administration just unilaterally decree that a certain product can no longer be sold?
But it wasn't the Biden administration, was it? I mean,
yes. The Biden administration on Tuesday adopted 2 new rules that set stricter energy efficient standards for light bulbs. Those standards will phase out the sale of most new incandescent bulbs.
But they've been trying to phase out incandescent bulbs for years. I mean, well before.
Right, and Congress
Biden.
will need to pass a law banning incandescent light bulbs,
So
but Joe Biden can't just decree it.
It's the shadowy forces from Big Bulb that have been lobbying.
Should we sue because we want our incandescent light bulbs?
Yes. I mean,
and then be like, only Congress can do it.
This is what I think is the weirdest thing about the Biden administration, which is they were like, we're for the environment, and therefore we can justify anything we want by saying it's for the betterment of the environment.
You know what this means? You got a new shirt. You got a come and take it shirt with
It's the light bulb.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, with the light bulb.
With the light bulb on it. I honestly don't care about
the gas
light bulbs
stove
at all.
You put the light bulb above a gas stove.
I bet someone made that up.
And the pizza oven.
Yeah, exactly.
Did it say if it was through executive order? Because I mean, I'm wondering.
It just says he adopted rules.
Because that's, I believe, the actual supposed what's supposed to be the purpose of executive orders is to kind of provide clarification for existing things that are happening of how this is how we're going to do it. So I believe they probably have been having legislation go for forever. So that's the only way I can understand it.
The pistol brace thing has been rejected, I believe. Judge states the rule regulating pistol braces under NFA is likely unconstitutional. You can't just keep banning things like this. You can't just be like, I hereby decree. So, maybe we need to, not because I like incandescent light bulbs. Actually, I'm not a fan. I like LED better. But it's the principle of the matter. Maybe we should sue the federal government and say you have no authority to ban light bulbs in this way.
Protest. Put some incandescents up here in the studio.
Start manufacturing our own incandescents so that we're not selling them. We're buying them. We're making our own.
Yeah.
That's how you solve these problems. I guess it's a climate change agenda thing.
Yeah.
But what I think is what it actually is you know what I think about the security at airports? Why they make you throw away your shampoo? To sell more shampoo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they're like, oh, you can't bring that liquid in here because we don't know what it is. And then it's just like you walk behind the security and there's a whole bunch of really dangerous chemicals for sale at like these various news
But they're
stores.
in small quantities, so it's safer, they tell you. Like, what if I bought more, though?
There's this dude named Evan Booth, and I went and met up with him. He did this project where he was able to make various weapons, combustibles, and things like that within, not in an airport, but with things found within an airport.
Yeah.
So you cross security, you go to the store. What can you buy? I won't say them now on this show. But yes, we were able to make improvised grenades using things you can buy in an airport. So the fact that research had been done, this is like 12 years ago, and that we have not seen substantial moves on this. What I see is the reason the government made these rules is because they're like, it's going to increase sales at these locations in the airports, which will generate more tax revenue for us. Simply put, when it comes to the light bulbs, They're just looking at like, how can we generate more economic flow? A major shift in the economy will force people to adapt. It will change houses, it'll change standards, and this will force people to buy things.
When I still remember, like the first time I flew during COVID, and like all the signs said like make sure to wash your hands, and they were all like sponsored by Purell at the airport, and I'm just like, well, that's creepy. Right? Like it's literally like an advertisement for the company, but it's put through actual official airport policy, right? It's an actual form that's put up by the airport, but in the corner there you get the little Purell logo.
Paid for it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
kind of
government
like,
and business working together.
Do many people even really use incandescent light bulbs more? Because I was just thinking about it. It's so typical of government to where they get to this point to where the essentially the private market is essentially adapted, and then they come in with a rule and be like, look what we did, and it's like you didn't really do it. I don't feel like I see incandescent light bulbs all that often.
Didn't they do that with like R22 a couple years ago because of the ozone layer? A couple decades ago, like it's something that HVAC people used it, so they phased it out. So there's like a black market for R22 to use. So.
I mean, they did that with stuff like child labor laws. It basically people weren't really working their kids by the time they started instituting those laws, because we had progressed economically to a point where people don't want their kids to work, generally speaking. So, I mean, don't be wrong. I guess it's sort of good that they stopped some of those kids, but I mean, I don't know. It's just the government comes in and then later is like, look what we did. And you're like, well, I mean, the kind of...
At the last minute, taking credit for it when they didn't really do any of the work.
In 2007, Obama said that he was going to immediately sign a law to phase out all incandescent light bulbs, and that was reversed under Trump. And so now the Biden administration was like, and we're back.
It's just payback.
Like, that's...
We're so back, baby.
We're so back. Like, why? This is stuff. Also, like, if LEDs are better, presumably the consumer is like, I see the results and I want one. Like, why do you have to ban them? That seems bizarre to me.
They're like, Trump and your jail cell will have nothing but LED light bulbs, no incandescence.
No romantic lighting for you.
Not at
He's
all.
like high-fiving Obama. Like, we did it, man. Incandescent light bulbs are gone. Like, what a bizarre... That's actually why they've been trying to stay in power for so long. This is like the one
I'm telling you, it's the light bulb conspiracy. It's the forces of big bulb.
Oh, my goodness.
So, what does it say? Someone super chatted us. This is a good one. Kenneth Lawrence saying, are the bulbs made in China or the USA? So I just Googled it. And it says, light bulbs made in the USA, do they exist? It seems like they don't. Since most consumers look to purchase a cheaper bulb, most light bulbs are manufactured in China, where it is more cost effective. So I think that's just referring to incandescent light bulbs. No, I think it's all of them. All light bulbs are made in China. I don't think it changes anything.
If there is any like made in America light bulb, can someone please let me know on Twitter? Because I will only buy their light bulbs. Like, that's bananas.
Public Square.
Oh my gosh, Public Square. I need a specific light bulb vendor.
Yes, there is the light bulbs made in the USA.
Patriot bulb.
Light bulbs made in the USA. They
MAGA
do exist. MAGA bulbs.
The MAGA-watt bulbs.
Trump is like, we're going to be launching light bulbs.
Him and the pillow guy can do that together.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a really good question, though, because these moves could be made to shift production and revenue generation and things like that.
To a place that really doesn't care about child labor.
I don't really care about light bulbs, to be honest. I'm just more so concerned that we are now at a place where the federal government has just been ruling by decree.
Just mandating.
So on the surface, it is but a simple story about light bulbs that no one cares about. But when people ask, how did it get so bad? This is exactly it. No one cares they banned light bulbs. No one's going to go protest over it. But they do things like this where they rule by decree. A year from now, people will be like, what do you mean? The government has always done this.
Sets the precedence, too.
That's right.
I mean, this is the moment where I want to say, like, everyone, I think you're right. It'd be nice to sue. I don't know that I personally have the cash reserves to fight the federal government that can litigate you to death. But it would be interesting if we had these, I don't know, representatives who we could call and be like, hey, how did this come to be? And I don't like it. Please fight for my right to have an incandescent light bulb if I so choose.
And a gas stove.
I don't know where you'd find them. Maybe the House of Representatives or the Senate or something. But
hey, gas stoves slap though, so that's different. Yeah.
They hate them, right?
Yeah, they hate the gas stoves.
Yeah.
They're illegal in Vermont, apparently.
Gas stoves or incandescent light bulbs?
Incandescent light bulbs.
Yeah, that's because Vermont's always...
Fluorescent light bulbs.
Oh, man. I feel like Vermont is such a wild place.
But fluorescent bulbs are really cool because you can like rub your feet on the carpet and then like grab it and it lights up like a lightsaber, you know. And then
taking
the kids,
away fun.
And then the kids go and shatter them in the alley, and the dust comes out, and they all laugh, and it goes in their lungs, and they get really sick.
I may have
Vermont,
done
do you
that.
see what you're doing? What you're keeping us from?
Yeah. Well, I suppose the story is like a mix of climate change stuff and government overreach or whatever, but I figured we'd keep it light. Now, we're going to go to Super Chats. So if you haven't already, would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the show with your friends, and head over to timcast.com, click join us, become a member, because the members only uncensored show will be at 10 p.m. and we will take your questions live. And I'm going to be writing a song about insulin resistance. So come hang out. All right. I'm not your buddy guy says Jack Smith is a political hitman. He should be disbarred and sent to prison for life. Let's let the president. This abuse of power can cost you your life behind bars. Can cost your life behind bars. Can send you to prison. Weird Nug says Bud Light. Anyone? LOL. Who drinks
LOL.
Bud Light? I've not
have no
actually
idea.
seen someone drink Bud Light in a minute, but we're in
Yeah.
MAGA country, so I'm not surprised.
Is it still low? Are the
Yes.
sales still down?
I saw a thing that I read an article today that said like some bars are like having to set it up as like it's a mystery lager just to get rid of it.
Wow.
Like they have to put it on tap and it's like it's a mystery
Yeah.
beer. We can't tell you what it
Wow.
is.
I
It's
went
the
to
only
a
way to
place where
sell
it was
it.
like they had them all in a cooler, and then they had like blacked out this one shelf, being like mystery.
It's funny. My wife just discovered the Bud Light controversy yesterday and explained
What?
to her, and she was like, "Yeah, that is dumb." Like, yeah,
So
right.
your wife is not into politics?
No, not at all.
That's
Which is
amazing.
great.
She just found it.
Yeah, she just found
Oh
out.
my gosh, she's my hero.
She's
right
gonna get to
now.
Target next. And
She's
then
gonna be like, "Did you know?"
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.